Today I want to show you how you actually know if you are attractive to men. A lot of women ask themselves, how do I know if I am attractive to men? And there are 3 different categories that I want to discuss today. The first one is the way he reacts to you. The second one is the way he behaves around you. And the third one is the way he reacts when you leave. And I want to start with the first sign where you can tell that a man really, really likes you, that he's really attracted to you. You know it when he looks at you. If he can't stop looking at you, if he can't take his eyes off you, if he's glued to you, like he's basically glued to you as if there's glue in his eyes and he goes, wow, I can't stop looking at this woman. Okay, that was a weird way of explaining it, but anyway, I hope you get the point. If he just can't stop looking at you. And if you then look back and you see nervousness in his eyes, maybe he looks down, maybe he looks to the side, and then he looks at you again when you look away, that's a clear sign that he's attracted to you. And the second point I want to mention is that you know it when he smiles at you. When a man smiles at you with this bright smile, with this invigorating smile, with this smile that's full of life, that smile that says, wow, this woman takes my breath away. This woman is amazing. I want to meet this woman. Because let's face it, you also wouldn't smile at a man that you're not attracted to. And in the same way, men don't really smile at women that they're not attracted to. Of course, if they interact with a woman, they still give her the friendly smile. But there's a very big difference when it comes to the friendly smile and the smile that says, I'm attracted to you. If he blushes, if he looks at you, if he looks away again, if he smiles like a happy child, that's when he really likes you, when he's really attracted to you. And you also know it if men are checking you out. If men are constantly staring at you, if they're checking you out, and I hope they don't whistle because that's the worst thing that guys can do, but some idiots are still doing it. But if a guy in general checks you out, or if a lot of men in general are checking you out when you're walking down the street, when you're in the supermarket, when you are in a nightclub, especially when you're in the club, and guys are checking you out, then they are attracted to you. But now you might be saying, yeah, Sebastian, but guys are looking at me, but they never talk to me. Why don't I get approached? So many of my very, very beautiful female coaching clients have this issue. And this is closely related to the next point that I'm going to mention. And this point will blow your mind. And you might even want to say, that's not true, that can't be true. I mean, that's totally weird. Why do you say something like that? But I really want you to think about it. You know that a man is attracted to you, or let's say you know that men in general are attracted to you, if you don't get approached often, or if you don't get approached at all. And I know this sounds very confusing, because you might be thinking, hey, if I'm beautiful, why do guys not approach me? I mean, what kind of guy would approach a girl who's not so beautiful? Why not me? I'm sure you are an amazingly beautiful woman, but I also know from coaching guys that a lot of men are way too afraid to approach really beautiful women. The average woman, yes, they can approach her. But the really beautiful woman, the woman that they are attracted to, a lot of guys will chicken out. And this is one of the most confusing things that especially beautiful women have to deal with. And if you don't get approached very often, there's a high chance that you are extremely attractive to guys. It's just that they don't have the cojones, they don't have the courage to walk up to you and to introduce themselves. Because you have to put yourself in our shoes. If we see a really beautiful woman we're attracted to, it's scary. For us, it's like, oh God, what if she rejects me? Oh my God, what? We make up all these scenarios in our mind. And I mean, it's the same for you. If you see your dream guy, you're probably way more nervous to talk to him than if you see an average guy that you're not really attracted to. And the same is true for men. So if you don't get approached very often, or you don't get approached at all, there's a high chance that you are a very, very attractive woman. And I know that's very counterintuitive, but it's true. And do you know what's also counterintuitive? The 3 biggest mistakes 99% of women make that turn every high quality man into a commitment phobic maniac. You have to avoid these mistakes at all cost. And if you want to find out more about these mistakes and how you can avoid them, then you have to check out the link in the description. And for now, I want to let you know that you know it. You really, really know it, that you are attractive to men if other women gossip about you. And this is one of these points where I thought to myself, shall I reveal it? I will probably get some hate mail for that. Because a lot of women will say, hey, that's not true. How can you say this? I know it from my female friends, and even my girlfriend, she does it. And it's so funny when I call her out for it. She always says like, no, I didn't say that. Just recently, for example, I was in a restaurant with her, and then this really beautiful woman walked in. And I looked at her because, hey, I'm a man and it's just a natural instinct. I looked at her, and the moment I looked at her, she said, oh, look at her. I mean, that style, that looks so bad. How can you walk around with that? And she didn't even notice that she was saying this until I called her out for it. And then she was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. But that's what women do. A lot of women, when they gossip about you, when they put you down, this means that you are very, very, very attractive to men, because otherwise they don't do it. And they do it because they want to disqualify you. They know that you are more beautiful than they are. And as a result, they think that the only way they can compete with you is to put you down. So if that happens, if girls are gossiping about you, there's a high chance that you are very attractive to men. And you know it when groups of guys are talking about you. Have you ever been in a situation where you walk past a group of guys, or maybe you're even at a social event and you're talking to your friends, and then you see a group of guys, and then they're looking at you, then they're looking at each other again, then they're whispering and they go and talking about you, and you might be thinking, why are they doing this? Is something in my face? What's going on? But they probably do it because they tell each other, wow, look at her, she's so beautiful. If I only had the cojones to approach her. Unfortunately, I'm too shy. Why can't I have the confidence to approach her? That's what these guys are talking about, and this means that you are very attractive to men, because they are telling each other, this is a really beautiful woman, I want to get to know her. And you know it when you're talking to a guy and his mouth opens a little bit. I'm not talking about staring with his mouth wide open, that's not what I mean. His lips just part a little bit, and that's a natural response that we human beings, and men are human beings, believe it or not, we just can't control it. Whenever human beings see something that we like, something that we're attracted to, our lips automatically part and our mouth opens a little bit. So whenever you talk to a guy and he does that, it all happens subconsciously. He doesn't do it on purpose, but if it happens, that means that you're very attractive to him. And you know it when your male friends are constantly texting you. This is also one of the controversial things that a lot of women don't want to accept, but it's a universal truth. I would say that 90% of your male friends, and that's a very, very, let's say very kind estimation, probably even more, of your male friends want you as a girlfriend or would not say no to sleeping with you. That's just the truth. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. And if your male friends are constantly texting you, making an effort to meet you, and they always want to be around you, this means that first of all, they don't want you as a friend, and second of all, they are very attracted to you. And if this happens often to you, this means that you are attractive to men. And you know it if other women ask you for advice. If your female friends come to you and ask you for makeup advice, for style advice, for fashion advice, that means they want to look like you, they want to be like you, and they know that you are a beautiful woman. And I hope you know it too, because you are indeed a very beautiful woman. And you know it when men act nervous around you. If a tall and handsome man, like the kind of guy that you want to date, if he's nervous around you, this means that you are extremely attractive to men. Because men are very bad at hiding their emotions and hiding their nervousness. And if an ugly man is very nervous around you, I mean, that's one thing. But if a high quality man, a man who's handsome, a man who's successful, the kind of man that you want to date, if he gets nervous around you, that's a clear sign that you're very attractive to men in general, to all men. And you know it when he starts squeezing things. When you're talking to him and he's squeezing his glass, his own hand, his jacket, everything that's around you. I hope he's not squeezing your hand and breaking your hand, but when he's squeezing other things. That means that he's very attracted to you because he's nervous, and squeezing things is a sign of nervousness. And you know it when he tries to impress you. When you're on one date after another, and all the guys are trying to impress you, this means that they don't consider themselves worthy enough to date you without impressing you. And I think it's a terrible thing to do. I would tell any guy, don't do it, don't try to impress women with things. But if they go through the list and they talk about their accomplishments, the raise that they got, their job title, their car, and if that happens to you over and over again, this is a clear sign that you are attractive to men. And you know it when men make an effort to get a second date with you. Whenever a guy wants a second date with you, this means that he's very into you and he wants to make you his girlfriend. So if that happens over and over again, even if you're not so interested in them, let's say you're on the first date and you don't really like that guy, you want to put him in the friend zone, which is totally okay, and then he texts you again, he wants to meet again, and you always run into this, let's call it luxury problem, where a lot of guys fight for your attention, want to go on a second date with you. This means that you are attractive to men. But no matter how attractive you are to men, you can still destroy everything if you do certain mistakes that I want you to avoid. And if you want to discover a secret backdoor way to not accidentally mention his most painful fear that makes him feel not good enough for you, which will make him pull away and leave you, then you have to check out the free report. Yes, it's 100% free, that I put for you in the description. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.